Yo, so as a beginner in GTA Online, your number one goal should be to get a Kosatka. Owning one lets you do the Cayo Perico heist, which can make you around $1.5 million in just an hour. But you are gonna need like $2.2 million first. I know that might sound like a lot, but don't worry, I got you. Because in this video, I'll be showing you the fastest way to make $2.2 million as a level 1 in GTA Online. Alright, so as you guys can see, we just loaded into a brand new account. Bro's a level 1 and we've somehow got about $10,000. I don't know how, but shit, I'm not complaining. Anyway, before we get into making money, I need you guys to do two things first. Go ahead and bring up your phone, open up the browser app, and then go to the Dynasty 8 website. You're going to want to look for this property right over here. It's a completely free 2-car garage and we're going to need it for this video, so just go ahead and buy that. And then I want you to also come over to Warstock Cash and Carry and look for the Duke of Death. This is also a free purchase and it's an armored vehicle. Definitely gonna come in handy later on, so go ahead and buy that as well. Now that you own all that, give it a few minutes and then bring up your phone once again to call up your mechanic. And then just call in your brand new Duke of Death and it's time to start making some money. Alright, so before we start making that big boy money, we need to first make some money to buy some weapons. And in order to do that, we're gonna head over to this location on the map. This is called a stash house and basically you just need to break in and take out the dudes in there. Then once they're all taken out, look for a yellow sticky note. There's gonna be some numbers on it and you just need to remember those numbers and put them into the safe. Once you've got it opened up and you've taken the goods out, just get the hell out of there and drive away from it. For completing this one, I made $31,000. Next up, you're going to want to head over to this location on your map. This one's called G's Cash and it's really straightforward. You just need to look around the area for a package. And I'm going to highly recommend putting on headphones for this one because when you get close to the package, you'll start to hear a beeping sound to help you find it. Anyway, once I found the package here, I made a little over $15,000, plus I was also given some ammo and snacks, which is pretty sweet. Now, for the last little money method before we move on to the main ones, we've got the Junk Energy Time Trial. You just want to look on your map for this purple bike icon and head over to it. Once you make your way over to it, just walk into the purple time trial area and press right on your D-pad to get started. And what you have to do here is make your way to the destination before time runs out. You're given an electric bicycle with the boost equipped, so just take advantage and spam that boost as much as possible, especially when you're going uphill. Trust me, it's gonna help you out a lot. Anyway, once I completed this one, I made $51,000. Definitely a really easy way to make some quick cash in GTA 5 Online right now. So after doing all that, we've got pretty much almost $100,000 to spend here. Now you want to take that money over to an ammunition on your map and buy some weapons there. I'm gonna highly recommend buying the Special Carbine, one of the best weapons in the whole game, especially later on when you turn it into its Mark II variant. But yeah, besides that, I'd also recommend getting a machine pistol, a sawed-off shotgun, and definitely some pipe bombs. I prefer sticky bombs, but you don't unlock those until you hit level 19, so for now, pipe bombs should be just fine. You should also make sure you stock up on some body armor, preferably super heavy armor because we're gonna get into some pretty intense combat right now, so unless you want to keep on dying, I'd recommend it. And lastly, even though we already got some from the G's Cash, go to a nearby convenience store and make sure that you're stocked up on snacks. While you're doing that, don't worry about the pack of Redwoods or the Pisswasser here. That's just some ciggies and booze. You do not need that. Once that's out of the way, it's officially time to start making some real money. I want you guys to head over to this R on your map over in Sandy Shores. Once you get there, just walk into the yellow area and press right on your D-pad to get started. And these are the first dose missions. They're the storyline missions for a DLC that dropped a while back, and they're one of the best ways to make money in GTA Online for beginners. There's a whole bunch of combat in them, so just be ready to start filling up on snacks and body armor. And also, this is why I had you guys buy the Duke of Death earlier, because it's armored, so it'll do a pretty decent job of keeping you protected from all the NPCs. Now, there are 6 of these first dose missions. Obviously, you start the first one at that R I just showed you guys right now, but then once you finish that first one, you're gonna start the other 5 of them right here at this D on your map. All 6 of them are pretty straightforward, but like I said, they are pretty combat intensive, so just make sure you're taking cover and keeping track of your health. Now, each mission itself isn't gonna pay out that much initially, but once you're loaded back into free mode, you're gonna get the first time bonus. For completing the first 5 missions, you'll be rewarded $50,000, which adds up to $250,000, and then you'll also be given another $250,000 for completing the 6th and final one. All that, plus the money you make from the missions themselves, came out to a total of $608,000. Doing these missions is also going to cut the price of starting up the Acid Lab business in half. The Acid Lab is currently one of the best businesses within all of GTA 5 Online, and it's beginner friendly. Normally, you'd have to pay $1.5 million to buy the vehicle, but once you complete those missions, you only need to pay $750,000 to convert it into the Acid Lab. And while I highly recommend investing in this business, I'm going to recommend waiting until after you own a Kosatka. Trust me, once you own a Kosatka, you're pretty much set in this game, so you definitely want to buy that first. And then right after you complete the first dose missions, there's also the last dose missions. You're going to start these up at that same D on your map from earlier with the first dose missions. Now, these are pretty similar to the first dose missions. It's pretty much just like an extended part of the storyline from those missions, so yeah, pretty similar. And so just like before, there's a ton of combat in these as well, so I definitely make sure to go restock on snacks and body armor before getting started with these. Anyway, for these, there's only 5 missions instead of 6, but each one is going to reward you with $100,000 after completing them for the very first time. So that combined with the little bit of money you'll get from each mission comes up to a total of $576,000. And obviously, I spent some money in between doing these missions for filling up on snacks, body armor, ammo, that sort of sort of thing. So after doing the first and last dose missions, I have a little over $1.1 million. That is halfway to our goal of $2.2 million, so let's move on to the very next money method. Now guys, these next 3 money methods are treasure hunts within GTA Online. But before we get on with that, you guys are going to need to make a Rockstar Social Club account. Just look up Rockstar Social Club on Google and it should pop up. But yeah, you want to make an account and then just link it to whatever platform you're on. Otherwise, based on the comments I've gotten both here and on TikTok, I don't think you'll have access to some of them or be able to get the full payout, so just make sure that you do that. Now for the first treasure hunt, it's for the double action revolver. At some point while you're playing, you should have gotten an email regarding a treasure hunt from the dude with the plan. If you know, you know. In that email, there's going to be a picture of the location where the treasure is supposed to be at, and then you'll see the location on your map, so just head on over there. Now, the location is going to vary for everybody since there's multiple locations for it to spawn at, so I'm going to leave a link to an article that'll show you where your treasure is going to be at. But yeah, just go to the location and you should hear some bell chimes the closer you get to the supposed treasure, similar to how G's cache from earlier worked. Once you find it, there's going to be a piece of paper, so you'll have to look at it real quick. Obviously, that's not the treasure, so you're going to have to go to each of these locations on your map. At the first one, there's going to be this dead dude over in this cave. At the second one, there's going to be a bloody shovel laying on the ground. And then at the third one, there's going to be this empty gun box by this tree. Once you go to all 3 of these locations, the treasure is going to finally pop up on your map for you to collect it. Then you just got to go up to the chest and open it up. I don't know where the hell homeboy went, but we got the double action revolver nonetheless. Now, all you need to do from here is get 50 headshots with it. And these can be done on NPCs, so I'd recommend going to a crowded area and just taking them out that way. And once you do, you'll be rewarded $250,000. For our second treasure hunt, it's for the Navy revolver. There's going to be 5 different locations that you need to go to for this one, so I'll go ahead and put up a map on the screen for y'all to screenshot, or it'll be linked down below in the description. At the first location, there's going to be this little shack behind a diner with a bloody handprint on it. At the second location, there's going to be this machete stuck in the wood of this barn right here. At the third location, there's going to be a hand right here on the floor. My dumbass had it covered by this bush, but yeah, just look right here for a hand. And then for the fourth location, you'll find the words, "Can you find me?" written on this wall. Now for the fifth location, there's actually a couple spots that it can spawn at. I'll throw the map up again real quick, but yeah, you just want to check locations 5A through 5E. At one of these 5 locations, you're going to find a van with some ketchup bags in the back. Anyway, the location it spawns at out of the 5 is completely random, but yeah, just be sure to check each one out. And for finding each of these 5 clues, you're going to be given $5,000 for each one. Now, you're going to get a text about someone coming to get you. So what you're going to want to do is go over to an open area and get on top of your car. I'd recommend getting a shotgun too, because why not? But yeah, homeboy's going to spawn at any time between 1900 hours and 0500 hours, so just be ready. Once he does spawn in, just take his ass out and you'll be given the Navy revolver along with $50,000. All that's left to do now is go to an open area once again and take out 50 NPCs. Just take them out regularly. It doesn't have to be headshots like earlier. But anyway, once you do this, you'll be rewarded $200,000. That plus the $25,000 for finding each clue and the $50,000 for taking out the slasher gives us a total of $275,000. Now, for the third treasure hunt, it's going to be for the stone hatchet. This one's honestly more like bounty hunting more than a treasure hunt, but yeah. Anyway, you're going to want to head over to this M on your map out in Sandy Shores, and once you get there, you should get a text from Mod. After that text, just wait for a few minutes and she's going to send you an email. Open it up, take a look at the bounty, and head over to the location on the map. Once you get there, just make sure that you have headphones on because you're going to hear chimes the closer that you get to that bounty. Now, you want to make sure that when you do find the bounty that you do not kill them. Just take out a pistol and shoot them in the leg until they're injured, or shit, you could even fist fight them until they're injured if you really wanted to. But once they're injured, they're going to follow you, so just head back into a vehicle and take them back to Mod. For doing so, you'll be given $10,000. And there's a total of 5 bounties, so you'll need to repeat this 4 more times. Once all 5 bounties are taken over to Mod, a treasure chest is going to pop up on the map, and that of course is going to contain the stone hatchet inside. For this challenge, you need to get 25 kills with it, so once again, go somewhere crowded and take care of business. Anyway, for getting 25 kills with the stone hatchet, you'll be rewarded $250,000. That plus the $50,000 for capturing the 5 bounties alive comes out to $300,000. And after completing all 3 of the treasure hunts, I currently have over $1.9 million. We're pretty much almost there, you guys. We need like another $2,500 and then we'll be at the $2.2 million goal. Alright, so now I want you guys to call up Dax on your phone and request work from him. This is going to start up a Fooligan job, and while this isn't exactly my favorite way to make money in GTA 5 Online, it's going to come in clutch right now, especially for when you get the acid lab, because you'll need to do 10 of them for that. But anyway, these take you about 10 to 15 minutes and they're pretty straightforward. For this one, I had to go steal a van and take it over to LS Customs to equip the remote bomb on it. Now, what I was supposed to do was take it into the Lost MC's hideout, park it there, and then blow it up after. But I don't know what the fuck I was doing, because my dumbass ran bro in the front over, like what the fuck? Anyway, I had to get off and take him out the good old fashioned way. But unfortunately, because I didn't do it the way it wanted me to, which is leaving the van in there and blowing them up, I only made $25,000. Normally, you guys are gonna make $50,000 for completing these missions, so just make sure you don't mess up like I did and you'll be fine. Next up, we're gonna do the junk energy skydives. There's gonna be 10 of these scattered on your map every day for you to check out. Now, these are a pretty unique way of making money since there's no combat in them at all. Just like the name tells, you're gonna be skydiving through some checkpoints. But while you're doing these, you wanna keep an eye on 3 key factors here. You need to 1, go through all of the checkpoints, 2, beat the part time, and 3, make sure you land accurately. For doing all of that, you're gonna be rewarded with a gold medal and $5,000. If you can manage to do that for all 10 of the junk energy skydives, you're gonna make up to $150,000. For our final money method, we're gonna actually do one more Fooligan job. These have a 48-minute cooldown, but the Junk Energy Skydives took me a little less than an hour, so by the time I was finished with them, this was good to go. For this one, I had to head over to Stab City and take out the rival boss. Obviously, there was a bunch of the Lost MC out here protecting him, so I had to take their asses out as well. Then once bro and all of his goons were taken out, I sent a picture of him over to Dax and hopped in this truck right here. All I had to do from here was take it to a drop-off, walk away, and boom, I made $50,000. Now guys, for most of y'all watching, you should now have well over $2.2 million. You're welcome. But because of that little hiccup from earlier, I was short $13,000. So because of this, I ended up doing another Junk Energy time trial real quick and made $52,000. And there we go. I now have over $2.2 million. Now with this money, you guys are obviously free to buy whatever you want. However, like I recommended in the beginning of this video, you guys should definitely buy a Kosatka. I mean, shit, that was kind of the whole point of this video, guiding you guys on getting a Kosatka as quickly as possible. Because with the Kosatka, you have access to the best way to make money with all of GTA 5 Online, which is the Cayo Perico heist. When doing it correctly, you can make around $1.4 to $1.8 million in an hour. However, there's a whole lot to learn about this heist, and it can be kind of confusing at first. Fortunately for you, I've got a guide going over how to make the most money possible from this heist every single time that you do it. If that sounds interesting, then you'll definitely want to click on the video on screen right now.